Hello and welcome, friends. Welcome to my channel. Today's story time is very exciting. It's the second time I'm recording it because it disappeared the first time. But anyway, it's about how I thought my man was gay, guys. Like, yes, my man was gay. Anyway, let me tell you what happened. So anyway, I met this guy through my aunt, and this is what happened. My aunt is a pescatarian. She doesn't eat meat, right? But this one time, it was December on Christmas. She's just like, listen, after lunch we're going to a braai, right? And I'm just like, but you don't eat meat, like what's the fuss, you know? And I honestly thought we weren't gonna go. Anyway, so we have lunch, and she had met this guy that had invited her to lunch, to this braai, through work. They both worked at the University of Cape Town, and they reported to the same guy or girl, whoever the person was, their leader. They reported to the same leader. Anyway, so fine. My aunt is like, look, guys, let's get ready. We go to the lunch, right, and the braai. Guys, we get to the gate, and this guy just opens up his arms towards me. You know, like as if he was waiting for me. Like he opens up his arms, and I'm just like walking in. And it was at that time, you know, that time when you're like happy and you're single and you're not looking, but then the vibes are there and you're enjoying the attention, but you're not thinking, I la, gizothatwa, you know, I'm gonna get hooked up. Fine. That same day, we like were glued to each other. We literally moved away towards the wall while everyone was engaging over the braai stand and connecting, and we just like kept together the whole time. Fast forward, the following day, we went on a lunch date, which turned into a dinner date, which turned into us being in a relationship. About a month into the relationship, guys, I was in between houses. I had moved my stuff to like very far away, which is in Muizenberg, because I was trying to save for a property at the time. So fine, he stayed close to where I needed to be, which was close to town where I worked. So he's like, listen, you know, just come stay with me. And I'm just like, okay, 3 months, nyana, it's fine. So I stayed with him for 3 months, guys. Yeah. You know, when I tell you about fast forward moving things, like we meet and then, you know, and things are nice. Like it was almost like igloo, you know, when you've been waiting for each other and things just like work out. It was that type of relationship. Anyway, fine. We date and we build our routine and all that stuff. So this one time, or before that actually, and this is very important, guys. You need to make sure that you keep an eye. When the signs are there, look at the signs and take knowledge. And we used to watch games together. We used to go to the stadium, watch rugby. We both loved rugby. And then this one time he's like, no, I'm going to go with the guys to watch the game. So I'm like, okay, but we always go together, like, and your friends know me. What's the problem this time? Fine, I decided to respect it, right? Fine, he goes. How? Shortly after he left, mind you, I'm still staying at his house at the time. He calls me, he's like, listen, come out, I'm outside your house. I'm like, what do you mean you just left me at your house? Like, how are you outside my house? Like, he's like, oh, sorry, wrong number. So I told my mom about the story, and my mom's like, hey, Tomazani. You know, but anyway, I ignored the signs. I was just like, no, it's cool. You know, this person loves me. I mean, we're staying together, so anyway, fast forward, I've now moved out of his place, right? Fast forward this one time, he starts asking for space, you know, and I'm just like, what do you mean? I see you like midweek once, and then I see you on the weekend. What space do you need? I've got a career and I'm studying. Like, you've also doing your studies. Like, sip easy, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm always in your face. Anyway, fine, he asked for space. And this one weekend, me and my two husbands, Danny, shout out to my two husbands, Danny and I love you guys, all the way in Germany right now. Anyway, me and my two husbands were still hanging out together at that time. We're hanging out in Kloof Street, drinking, having a good time. So anyway, I realized that, look, I won't be able to Uber to where I stay, right, which was further, and his house was closer to where we were drinking, which is in town. So I like call him, I'm like, hey babe, you know, I'm gonna come through later on because, you know, I am at this place. in town. And then he says to me, no, don't come, I'm busy, I'm with Drew, I'm with my friend, don't come over. I'm like, no, I'm gonna come through later on, like just to sleep, you know, I'm not gonna worry you, you do your thing, you know what I mean? And I had the spare keys at the time. So he like, no, don't come. So I'm like, whatever. I continue having fun with my friends. Round about, say 9 or 9:30, going on 10 though. We finished drinking, we're having a good time, and I'm feeling so good. I've had a good time. Like, if you know Danny and I, you know that they are a whole vibe. Anyway, I decide to get an Uber straight to his house, right? Get to his house, I've got the key, I open. Honey, I get to the house, I climb the stairs. I open the bedroom door, and guess what I found? Hey! Woo! I find them on the bed, sitting, him and Drew. So I'm like, okay, I greet, you know, do my thing. I prepare to sleep. I take off my shoes. I sit and I, you know, do my business. And I sleep on the corner of the bed, you know, while they're still hanging out. Fast forward, Drew leaves. He says bye. And then this one, like, is not talking to me. Like me, a whole package. Like, he's not talking to me because I came to sleep over. Fast forward, Drew calls him, I think about 10 minutes or so after he had arrived. He then responds, so excited, giggling, enjoying the conversation with, poa, and all that stuff. So fine. I'm like, okay, something's happening. So I confront him. I'm like, listen, why do you treat me like this? And then meanwhile, you're entertaining this person. Like, what is it? Listen, that is only part 1. I will tell you part 2 of what happened that night. I'll tell you that in the next story time. Give me a few minutes to record. Cheers, y'all. If you haven't liked, if you haven't subscribed, please like and subscribe. And I'll continue telling you about how this man gilled me, guys.